Hi, my name is James Shepard, and today I want to talk to you about how to sell merchant services as a college student. How to sell merchant services as a college student. So over the years, I've had several different situations where an ISO has reached out to me and said, hey, look, we've got, whether it's my son's in college or my, nephew's in college, or I've got, I'm in a college town, and I'd really like to leverage these college students to sell merchant services. And so I basically want to talk to you today about some challenges that you're going to face with that model, as well as a college student, what can you do to sell merchant services in, of course, the limited time that you have available to do that, and or in the summer or whatever. So let's first of all take it back a little bit and talk about the business model for you as an ISO or the manager or whatever you want to call it, that's hiring college students to sell merchant services. So the number one challenge that you're going to face is going to be support. So you have to make sure that these college students, they cannot go in there with a normal pitch where they're selling people based on, you're buying me, I'm going to be available to help you and I'm going to support you. And if you have any questions, you can call me. They are not allowed to say that stuff because it's not true for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're going to be in classes probably, for 6 or 7 hours a day a lot of times. And so they're not available to take a phone call. Secondly, there's a very high likelihood that whether it's during the summer, they may go off somewhere else. They may go back to their home. They may, choose a different college or whatever, choose a different major, which is at a different college. And so there's just not that dependability there with the college students in terms of that long-term dependability. And so don't put yourself in an awkward situation. There's no reason for you to try to make a college student feel guilty about the fact that they're not going to be with you forever. I mean, they're in college. Kind of the whole idea is they're trying to figure life out and figure out what's happening next. So make sure you give them lots of flexibility. And so just plan on that. The reason that people get disappointed and the reason people get unhappy is because they have bad expectations. They expect something to happen and then it doesn't and they get disappointed. So have realistic expectations. These are college students. They may call you today and tell you that starting tomorrow they've decided to go somewhere for 2 weeks or whatever. Like, they're college students. And so, certainly you don't want to communicate to them that behavior is acceptable, but on your own terms, you want to be kind of in a position where you're like, okay, like these kids are in college, like I'm going to utilize them for what they're good for here and for the business, but I'm going to also give them the flexibility to live their life and have the freedom that they want to have in college. And that's going to go a long way towards retaining the best talent that you're going to have. So that's the first thing I would say from the business side of it is, make sure you have support covered. They need to have a card they can give somebody that they sell that has like a number on it they can call. This your number or your customer support team or whatever. And so handle support 100%. Okay, now let's move over and talk about the college student. So you're a college student, you want to sell merchant services. How do you do this? You have very limited time and things like that. So a couple things that are really important. Number one, you really need to focus on sales. All right. When you go out in the field, you're going to have just a few hours to sell, most likely. Maybe you're in the summer and you've got 3 months you can focus on it. You really, really need to focus on just making sales. And you need to make sure as a college student that you work things out with the ISO, the manager that you're dealing with, so that somebody else can do a lot of the other stuff. Most processors will install a credit card machine over the phone. They have some really neat ways that works now, like UPS or FedEx will notify you when a package is delivered. So a lot of the processors, they'll send out a terminal pre-programmed, ready to plug in, and the merchant just opens the box up. When they get the terminal, there's a notification sent to the call center at the processor. They then reach out to the merchant, hey, I see your terminal sitting on your front door there. You want to go ahead and grab that? Let's plug it in and let's test it out. So they can deal with that stuff. Again, we already talked about support. You want to make sure as a college student, you're not dealing with support. You are out there to make sales. How do you make sales? With an honest pitch. With an honest pitch. People are going to absolutely connect with you 10 times better than a normal sales rep. And I'll tell you why. And it's actually funny because a lot of people watching my content right now, they can't do this pitch, honestly, and they need to find another creative way to do this, because the reason a lot of people can't sell is because they walk into a business with a kind of same old pitch. Hi, I'm here, I'm, selling credit card processing, I can save you money, and, it's like, ugh, okay, so what? So is everybody else. What's different about you? You need to walk in there and say something like, hi, my name is James Shepard, and I'm a college student right here in the local area. I go up here to XYZ school, and me and some of my friends, we got together because my dad owns a processing company, or my uncle owns a processing company, or we found this credit card processing opportunity. And what we realized is that while we're here in college, we could go around and basically just cut everybody's rates in half and save people a bunch of money in the local community. And we can generate a little bit of profit that we can put towards our school bill. So if it's the summertime, you'd say like, so we're taking the whole summer, and instead of us going back to, vacations and things like that, we decided to stick it out here and really sell and work hard so we'd have a little bit more money for school next year. And we're just wondering if we could give you a bid. We would never ask you to switch unless it's going to absolutely save you money. But if we can save you money and you can support your local college, is that something you'd be interested in doing? Now, that's a great pitch when you get to the end of that line and say, as long as I can save you money, are you willing to support your local college? People are going to have a hard time saying no to that. You can really connect with them well. So take your story as it really is, right? Whatever your real story is. Maybe your dad does own a processing company. Maybe your friend's dad owns a processing company. Maybe your uncle, maybe you just found the opportunity online. Whatever it is, tell your story. Tell it with honesty, tell it with transparency, and then talk to them about it. And the other thing you can leverage as a college student, which is really great, is you can really leverage urgency in a way that other people cannot do it. So I'd really encourage you, whether you're the ISO or the college student, make sure you're using a tool like ours at instantquotetool.com. Instantquotetool.com allows you to give an instant proposal, a nice PDF proposal. Just got an email actually yesterday from a rep who made his first 2 sales, his first one on the spot using our tool. So you can use it to make a sale on the spot. And as a college student, that's totally justifiable because they're like, oh, okay, thanks for the proposal. And you're like, awesome. Well, man, you got to stay excited. You're a college student, right? Be excited, be enthusiastic, like, awesome. Well, hey, so I'm so excited. Look at this. I used the tool here and look at this. We can save you money. So I'm really excited. I'm going to go ahead and get the paperwork out and get started with this. Now, what'd you say the name of your business was? And you just write the sale up. Stay excited, stay positive. If they're like, well, now hold on a second, I really need to check some numbers, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, well, I really appreciate that. But, like I said, we're going to save you money. You're supporting the local college. There's really not much to think about, is there? As long as I'm saving money, you're good, right? And be excited, be positive, be not pushy, but kind of really assumptive. That's awesome. Yeah, no, we're just going to move forward. Let me get the paperwork done. I'll go ahead and submit it. If something comes up and you have a question, it's a month-to-month agreement. So I'm not locking you in anything long-term or anything like that. So if something comes up and you have a question, of course, you can reach out. Here's the customer service number. Here's where you're giving them that card for the other people that are, going to be there all day. And so you just push forward and be positive, enthusiastic, outgoing, assumptive, and just boom, 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 and just close those deals. That's what you do if you're a college student and you want to sell merchant services. So hopefully that's helped you. Some of you that are, ISOs or whatever, you're looking at the college student marketplace as a way to do this. That's how you can do it. If you are a college student, you're looking to make extra money and you're thinking about merchant services, there is a really good way you can do a pitch, but I will warn you, you need to make sure you have the right structure in place. Make sure you have the right ISO that understands what you can and cannot bring to the table. What you can bring to the table is a sales effort of several hours a day. You can make 5 or 6 sales a week. That's feasible, but that's all you can do. You can't service the accounts. You're not going to be around forever. You're not building a big portfolio. You can make 5 or 6 sales a week. That's what you can do. So that's what you need to make sure you have a structure where it's going to allow you to do that in a way that's going to make sense for you, make sense for your schedule. So hopefully that helped most of you that are looking to sell merchant services in a college atmosphere. My name is James Shepard. Hope you have an awesome day.